Okay, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera semua. So we're going to continue our lecture 5 pada hari ini, which is temporary works dan services. Okay, kerja-kerja sementara. Alright. Sorry, sekejap Okay, so the learning outcome, after this, you will be able to understand what is temporary works and also identify temporary works for tall buildings. Okay, jadi apakah itu temporary works? Okay, as defined in which is standard 5975, an engineered solution used to support or protect an existing structure or the permanent work during construction, support an item of plant or equipment, support an excavation dan provide access. So itu adalah tugas-tugas utama why do we have temporary works. Okay, adalah untuk support ataupun menjaga existing structure, support an item, okay, sebarang jentera ataupun equipment, juga untuk support sebarang aktiviti penggalian dan juga untuk memberi laluan. Okay, nanti kita tengok sama-sama what does it mean by provide access. Okay. Then these are the examples of temporary works, okay, in construction industry lah. Okay, so temporary works ni kalau awak tengok dalam BQ, usually dia ada dekat bahagian prelim, dekat bahagian depan sekali. Dan temporary works ni adalah satu fasa di mana adalah salah satu fasa yang paling lama. It is the longest phase in the construction project, okay. So it can be categorized into earthwork, kerja-kerja earthworks, which is buat trenches, excavation, contemporary slopes, stockpiles, coffer dam. Daripada segi structure, untuk formwork, falsework, propping, facade retention, needling, shoring dan yang lain-lain. So I believe you know what formwork is, okay, and falsework. If you don't know what falsework is, then you can go look to Google, okay. Dia adalah lebih kurang dengan formwork, cuma falsework ni kita biarkan dia di dalam tempat tu. Okay, then we have equipment, plant and foundation. Okay, contohnya seperti all the tower crane, okay, the anchor stand host, semua-semualah all the jentera-jentera. Okay, so it is considered also as temporary work. Okay, so these are some examples of temporary works for tall buildings. So now we are focusing on tall buildings. Okay, so we have vertical transportation and handling and elevated access. Okay. So as introduction, so access to the interior and exterior of the building is needed by worker. Okay, access ni tempat keluar masuk lah. Okay, bahagian luar, bahagian dalam construction tu memang diperlukan untuk pekerja. Okay, so you imagine if you're in a construction site, banyak bangunan, banyak jentera, banyak benda-benda semua, so it's kadang-kadang ia menghalang laluan kita. Okay, so these temporary works yang akan membantu buat akses-akses tertentu itulah. So workers have to be lifted to their work areas dan juga kadang-kadang pekerja-pekerja ni kita kena nak bawa dia daripada satu tempat ke satu tempat yang lain. So we may need some temporary works. Contohnya mungkin elevator, kan? Dan bukan pekerja saja. Kadang-kadang usually we gonna need materials pun kita nak bring it from one place to another place. Okay. So kita kena angkut juga materials tu, okay. So it has to be lifted in the position within the building being built, okay. Materials pun. And the common equipment or machineries used are, for examples, scaffolding, helicopters, cranes, rubbish chute, derricks. Okay, derricks ni adalah sejenis crane juga. Okay, gondola, swinging stage, hoist dan elevator. Okay, for all these, saya ada sediakan videos from YouTube, okay, for you to look, to learn further. Okay, I have compiled it in the future. So later on when you have time, bolehlah tengok video-video tu untuk lebih pemahaman. Okay, scaffolding. I believe most of kita punya BS students tahu kot scaffolding tu apa. So scaffolding ni dia adalah tempat bekerja sementara, okay, yang pekerja banner. Alright, so we can see the picture here. So this is scaffolding. Okay, kadang-kadang kita buat scaffolding ni untuk kita nak buat kerja dekat bahagian yang tinggi sikit, so we need scaffolding untuk bahagian fasad. Okay, bahagian luar bangunan, so usually we need scaffolding. So So there are several types of scaffolding. Kita ada footlock scaffold, independent scaffold, cantilevered scaffold, truss out scaffold dan gantries. Okay, so we're just gonna go have a brief look at these types. Nanti you can go tengok all the videos. Okay, so these are the basic components of scaffolding. Okay, you can read this. Okay, ini adalah contoh-contoh scaffolding. So contohnya kalau pekerja tu dia nak buat kerja kat sini ke, dia nak laping kat for maintenance work ke apa ke, so they can just climb up the scaffold, lepas tu then dia boleh start buat kerja. Okay, so ini adalah contoh padlock scaffold. Okay, so they have the base here for the brick, tapi padlock scaffolding ni usually it is suitable untuk bangunan yang brick sebenarnya. Okay, because it's easy for you to insert benda-benda, all the accessories, okay, through the wall. Okay, then we have the independent scaffold. So this is called the independent scaffold. Okay, ini salah satu contoh independent scaffold. Okay, they have cantilevered scaffold. Cantilever ni dia macam satu scaffold yang terjulur keluar. Macam ni lah contoh dia. Okay, so this is the independent scaffold, and suddenly there's like this platform ni, dia macam terkeluar sikit. Okay, so that is why it's called cantilevered. Okay, then we have truss out scaffold. Okay, tapi as it stated here, dia impracticable, okay, undesired or uneconomic to build a scaffold from the ground level. Okay, kalau dia tak sesuai, okay, kalau independent type tu tak sesuai, independent type ni adalah jenis yang ni tadi. So if the independent type tak sesuai for the certain job, so then you have a choice to use the truss out scaffold. Okay, because this scaffold support scaffold structure is known as the truss out, requires special skill set. Okay, so this one you can read. Okay, then dia truss out kat sini lah, dia akan sangkut terus kat sini dekat bahagian dinding. Dia akan lipat. So there is one video tu ala-ala drama sikit, tapi it's good for you to watch lah video tu. Okay, and we have gantry scaffold. Okay, these are elevated platforms. Okay, platform yang tinggi, used when the building being maintained or under construction. Okay, so ni untuk bangunan-bangunan tinggi lah, we use the gantry ni. Tak tinggi sangat pun boleh, medium height pun boleh, tinggi pun boleh. Okay, so nanti kita tengok macam mana bentuk gantry tu. Then cranes. Okay, cranes I believe semua orang pun tahulah crane tu apa what are the uses of the crane. So cranes ni adalah sejenis jentera untuk mengangkut. Okay, selalunya untuk mengangkut materials. Mengangkut you punya bricks ke, semen ke, dekat material, dekat your construction site. So there are many types of cranes, tapi we're just gonna focus on mobile cranes. Okay, mobile cranes ni macam mana? Mobile cranes ni yang ada roda tu lah, macam ada lori kat bawah dia, lepas tu belakang dia tu ada crane. So those are called mobile cranes. Then we have static cranes yang tak ada, yang kita terus set up dekat site. Then we have tower cranes. Okay, jadi tower cranes adalah crane yang tinggi-tinggi. Okay, so this is a contoh of a mobile crane. Dia ada sejenis vehicle kat sini kan. So if you want to use it here, so angkut bawa ke sini dan angkut bawa ke sana. Okay, so this is some of the examples of a crane. Okay, so this is a gantry crane. Okay, there's a good video showing a gantry crane. Okay, this is a tower crane hoist. Okay, hoist ni adalah macam untuk kita mengangkut lah sebarang materials. Right. Then jibs. Jibs ni apa? So these are the jibs lah. This is what we call the jibs. The jibs of a tower crane. So this is called the laughing jibs. Okay. Okay, we have the jibs. These are fixed jibs. Artinya dia dah fix lah Okay. Jibs. Angle dia dekat sini saja, fix there. Ni dia boleh pivot, dia boleh pusing sana, pusing sini, pusing ke sana, sini ke sana, sini ke sana kan. Okay, so they can pivot. Okay, base. These are the types of base that we have. Okay, the bases, traveling bases. Okay, base. The base of the cranes. Okay, so ini adalah base of the crane. So where are the cranes semua? So the crane semua dia akan bersambung semua kat sini lah. So all the bahagian-bahagian cranes dan lain. So shown in this diagram is only the base. Okay, so this is called the traveling base and this is called the chill base. Okay. Then mobile cranes. Okay, I think this one you boleh baca lah you read and then you tengoklah satu-satu macam mana everything goes apa semua kan. Right. Okay, ni lorry mounted cranes. So this is the lorry, the truck. So the crane bersambung dekat sini. So this is the real image lah, the real life image. So you ada hook dan untuk dia mengangkut anything. Okay, you can see it from here lah. You boleh baca dan tengok lah. Still track mounted cranes, mobile crane. Okay, ni adalah static crane. Okay, so static crane ni dia bukan mobile lah. Dia tak boleh bergerak ke sini ke sana, suka-suka hati dia bawa sini bawa sana because it is mounted. Dia fix dekat sini. You have to pasang the crane. Okay, so which area you decide to use the crane, so you mountedkan dia dekat situ and then the operator can operate the crane. Okay, these are tower cranes. Okay, so most tower cranes have to be assembled and erected on site prior to use and can be equipped, okay, with a horizontal or laughing jib. Okay, so tower cranes ni adalah crane yang tinggi-tinggi ni lah, and they can berpusing di sana kan. Ini. So the case, if you still remember about, I don't know, 2 years ago ke apa ke yang the crane bawa barang jatuh kan. So those are very dangerous situations lah kan. Macam ni pun I think it's not selamat lah sebenarnya when you don't have any netting apa semua kan, and people lalu lalang and benda jatuh atas kereta kan, boleh mengakibatkan kematian lah kematian. Okay, jadi dia ada banyak jenis lah crane ni. It has 4 basic groups: self-supporting static tower cranes, supported static tower cranes, travelling tower cranes and climbing cranes. Okay, nanti when you have any time you go search lah satu-satu ni, tengok apakah perbezaan dia, what are the differences, okay, of all these cranes. Okay, usually dia sama je, dia ada all the jibs, all the jib ties, tower mast, the counterweight. Okay, so when awak pernah later on when you practical kan, then you gonna see real life missionary jentera, you akan terkagum sekejap lah with the massive dengan dia punya tahap kekuatan dia, besarnya jentera tu. Because dalam ni kita tak feel lah because we're just looking at pictures kan, so we don't know how to budget besar dia macam mana, apa semua, the function dan semua. Okay, then tower crane, self-supporting static tower. Okay, this is the one that I said just now, that you baca satu-satu. Okay, we already have it here lah, tapi nanti you tengok So you tengok lah, this jeep is like so long. You imagine 55 meter. Okay, maximum load. Dia boleh angkut 8 tan maximum load. Tinggian sini ke sini 45 meter. Jadi dia tinggi ya. You imagine 45 meter, memang tinggi. Okay. So kadang-kadang kalau kita nak buat untuk apa sebenarnya? So kita nak angkut barang from this place to the other place. Kadang-kadang for the tall buildings, nak angkut barang kepada bahagian yang lagi tinggi, so we have to use cranes lah. We have to use tower cranes. Okay. Okay, this is the derrick crane. Okay, sejenis crane juga. Derricks is a simple and inexpensive solution for lifting heavy weights. Usually 10 tons or more at long radius up to 30 meters. Okay, so guy derrick ni dia ada dua jenis. We have so derricks ni we have dua jenis, which we have guy derricks and we have Scotch derrick. Okay, I've provided videos also. Okay, derricks ni usually dia ada macam banyak bahagian-bahagian dia. Okay, dia ada several guys, which is cable ties. And kita panggil dia guys. Guys ni all the cable ties lah, the cable ties ni. So boom ni adalah one of the main component of a crane. Okay, so you can tengok ni. Then Scotch derrick, similar design with a guy derrick, except that it has no guys. Dia tak ada cable ties and has a shorter mast and a longer boom. Okay, so ni pun dia mountedkan terus kat sini. Okay, jadi pacak lah kat situ and then ready for work. Okay, so these are the cranes. Cranes ni harga memang cecah juta-juta lah. Okay, so if you still remember from last week punya tutorial, from last week punya lecture, kan? So the contractor, they have to think whether to buy or to rent. So dia cerita pasal equipment mana? This kind of equipment. Okay, so these are still some of the parts of a crane. Dia berulang je ni, tapi dia sama je. Okay, okay, ini adalah signal-signal macam mana kalau ada signs lah macam kita main bola lah, dengan referee pun dia ada sign-sign macam tu kan. Jadi ini pun dia ada stop, emergency stop macam mana, hoist macam mana. So if you are doing your practical later insyaAllah kan, so you're gonna know all these things lah, macam mana all the signs. Salah sign, bahaya lah kalau you nak suruh dia raise boom tapi you terbagi sign swing, teruk lah. Okay, so these are the signs. Okay, macam kita dekat peterbang, kalau kita dekat lapangan terbang tu ada seorang tu dia angkat tangan beri laduan semua kan. It's the same at the construction site. So all these things you have to learn lah. Okay, so gondolas and swinging stage. Okay, gondola ni saya rasa memang ramai yang dah tahu lah what is a gondola. Dia adalah working platform. Okay, soalnya kerja-kerja maintenance ke apa ke, kita akan guna gondola time bila bangunan tinggi dan mungkin nak bersihkan fasad kan, nak betulkan fasad, nak bersihkan fasad. So usually people use gondolas ataupun called swimming stage. Okay, stage yang berayun, swimming stage. Okay, so this is a gondola. Okay, so gondola. Okay, pakai dia macam ni lah. Okay, you're gonna mount it on top, so dia akan turun. Okay, using heavy duty cables lah yang boleh menampung. Okay, so let's say you're doing some maintenance on cleaning the windows ke the facade building, so you're gonna use a gondola. Okay, siapa yang cuak pada ketinggian ni memang ni lah, memang seram sikit lah. Saya tak pernah lagi naik gondola tinggi-tinggi ni. Okay, so hoist. Hoist ni adalah sejenis jentera mengangkut lah. Hoist. Dia adalah untuk mengangkut material dan mengangkut orang, pekerja. Okay. Jadi kita hoist ni, dia boleh turun naik lah pada bangunan tinggi. Okay, untuk hantar pekerja, untuk hantar material ke bahagian atas semua. Okay, so you imagine lah kalau macam kita we're using bricks kan, using cement semua dekat, we are constructing a tall building macam 50 floors of building kan, then you want to use a hoist to turun naik with all the materials dengan orang lagi apa lagi. That's why sometimes construction memang ambil masa yang lama kan, and kadang-kadang you want to be on time pun susah juga because we cannot budget apakah challenges dan masalah yang bakal berlaku. Okay, so these are hoist. Macam ni lah hoist ni. Okay, elevator, lift. Semua orang tahu lift tu apa. So these move on track, they are more stable and have higher capacity as compared with a gondola. Okay, so this is elevator. Kan ni macam lagi selamat lah kot daripada gondola dengan hoist tu kan. Hoist tu pun I rasa okey juga. Macam rasa selamat juga sebenarnya. Okay. Tapi elevator is more proper lah. Okay. So people will be here or materials angkut ni atas. Okay, rubbish chute. Kadang-kadang bila kita dah naik atas ni, then you have all the debris kan, all the disposals, segala kotor-kotoran ke apa-apa. Leceh lah if you want to use a elevator ke hoist sampah pun kan. So you use a rubbish chute. Okay. Daripada tingkat atas-atas tu, you buang je rubbish daripada atas ni, so dia akan shoot ke bawah lah. And directly to the rubbish bin. Okay. The debris punya bekas ni lah. Kadang-kadang selalunya dekat apartments pun, apartments ke, dekat rumah-rumah condominium, apartments, sorry. Kita boleh tengok setiap level tu selalunya dia akan ada rubbish chute. Artinya when you are on a high-rise building, apartments like that, you don't have to bring lah your sampah turun bawah, masukkan dekat tong sampah besar, kan? So usually you just buang that sampah there, and then it's gonna be transferred directly lah ke bawah. Rubbish chute ni campak je, dia akan receive ke bawah sini. Okay, so that is a rubbish chute. Okay, another one, if it's impossible untuk guna crane ke, masalah crane ada, masalah crane tak ada ke apa ke, another thing that you can use adalah helicopters. Okay, tapi mahal sikit lah kos helikopter ni. Okay, untuk angkut-angkut your materials ke, your stuff, barang-barang construction semua. So another way, helicopter. Kalau kita tak ada cranes. Tapi mahal lah sikit kos dia. Okay, ni contoh helikopter tengah mengangkut. Okay, so this is the way lah. Bila mana we don't have access, kan, kita tak ada access nak bawa jentera ke apa, dan nak tak nak you have to do it like this. Kalau kawasan Bukit Bukau, kawasan yang tinggi, kawasan yang memang tak ada jalan, tak jalan raya yang proper untuk lori, trucks masuk, then you have to use a helicopter. There's no other way. So if you have like 2,000 stuff to transfer, then 2,000 kali lah you kena ulang-alik. So you imagine how much the cost. Sebab memang cost paling tinggi macam kita belajar adalah equipment. Semua ni termasuk sekali lah equipment atau jentera yang kita nak uruskan. That is why it is important to have a planning and schedule. Okay, and a good management of machinery. Okay, so safety system for tall buildings in construction, the great heights, strong winds at heights, unconstricted working space make fatal falls and collisions very possible. Kalau kita tengok di Malaysia pun, berapa ramai pekerja-pekerja asing kita yang jatuh, kan, sebab tak ada safety. Mungkin safety tu ada tapi tak implement, tak ada penguatkuasaan, kan, kita tak cukup tegas ke, I don't know. In fact, one of your seniors around 3 tahun lepas, dia safety officer, memang BS, dia jatuh dan meninggal. Padahal dia dah nak nikah dah dengan student BS kita juga, dan nak nikah lagi berapa bulan je lagi. Memang sedih lah kalau tengok kan, ni terjadi dalam 2-3 tahun lepas. Okay, tapi bila dalam berita semua memang arwah semua dah pakai dah, memang dia dah pakai safety harness apa semua kan, tapi ajal kan. So might as well we be prepared. Okay, so most accidents in a work site are categorized under fall of person, orang yang jatuh, ataupun worker struck by falling objects. Okay, objek jatuh daripada atas, terkena dekat workers. Memang ngeri lah. Alright. So accidents may result in high direct and indirect costs. Okay, direct cost, contoh medical cost, workers compensation, okay, ganti rugi dan other insurance benefit. Indirect cost, so reduce productivity, job schedule delays, damage to equipment, semua. Okay. So falls of person, apabila seseorang tu jatuh, so working platform yang kita sediakan ni, memang kena sentiasa diperiksa lah. Kalau you guna hari-hari, seboleh-bolehnya hari-hari memang you kena check. Kan? And then all your PPE, your protective equipment you have to wear. Whether your topi ni ke, nampak simple je. Kan? You have to wear your boots, you have to wear your safety harness. Sebab safety harness ni memang dia akan lindungi awak lah. Kalau terjatuh ke apa ke, you masih boleh bertahan lagi kat situ. Okay, you tak ada jatuh ke bawah terus. So that is very important for your PPE. Okay, falling objects. Okay, bukannya kepada pekerja saja, tapi orang awam pun dekat Malaysia pun kena. Kan? Okay, so you see here in this picture, if you imagine if you're not wearing a harness, a safety harness kan, kalau kau jatuh, memang jatuh terus lah. At least if you're wearing a safety harness, kau jatuh, kau tersangkut lah kat sini kan. Most probably lah. Kan, sebab safety harness ni memang it is created, okay, untuk menampung beban manusia heavy. Dia ada the limited weight lah. Okay, so you have to wear your safety harness. And another thing you have to provide adalah the netting, safety netting. Okay, if we are a contractor lah, mungkin kan, not all contractors lah, I'm saying like maybe some contractors yang sambil lewa tak ambil pot pun kan, keselamatan pekerja. There are contractors like that di mana dia macam pandai sendirilah ke apa semua kan. So that is very wrong. Memang boleh kena saman dan projek memang boleh kena tutup terus. Okay, projek boleh kena warning, projek boleh kena saman, projek memang boleh kena tutup. Okay, so it is very important if you nanti dah jadi project manager, you jadi site supervisor, kan? You jadi safety officer. So that is a tanggungjawab that you have to bear. It's a responsibility for you. Okay, untuk pastikan pekerja you selamat. Pastikan orang memang pakai all the PPEs, kan? The helmets, the safety harness, the boots and everything. Netting ada, selamat semua. Itu tanggungjawab kita bersama. Okay, untuk elakkan daripada benda-benda yang tak diingini berlaku. Okay, these are some of the signages yang usually we can see dekat construction site. Site safety, helmets must be worn, protective footwear must be worn. Okay, ni semua ni kena pakai lah ni. These are the safety ni lah. Okay. Alright, thank you for your attention. Please do check out the videos, additional materials for deeper understanding. So besarlah harapan saya for you to check out the videos. Okay, saya dah tolong carikan. So kalau ada masa, tolong tengok. Kesianlah dekat saya, beria cari tak supaya awak lagi faham kan. Okay, terima kasih semua. Okay, saya sambung sekejap daripada from the lecture, the first lecture tadi. Cuma I want to show you lah where to get all the videos. So this is your screen line, your construction technology in your future. Then you go to your learning activities. It's on week 6. Sebab kita dah minggu ke-6 daripada 14 minggu. Okay, ni saya tak open lagi ni. Okay, so temporary works is here. Okay, temporary works is here. So the videos and the notes dekat dalam ni. Then you have the videos for scaffolding and videos for cranes. Okay, so if you buka sini, then I've compiled the videos sebagai additional materials. Okay, so you boleh tengok satu-satu lah. I have the types of scaffolding tadi, the log, independent, okay, cantilever, the truss out. Also this is the one that I say lah, macam video ni agak nampak macam drama sikit. Okay, because awal-awal tu macam ada drama lah kan. Okay, so you check it out later. Then the gantry scaffold. Okay, so you boleh tengok lah kat sini. Then this is for scaffolding. Then there's another one here. yang special for cranes. Okay, nanti awak tengok juga yang ni ya. So ada mobile crane, static crane and tower crane. Okay, types of jeep. Kan kita ada cerita pasal jeep tadi kan, which part of adalah jeep tu. This is the jeep. Okay, this is the derrick. Okay, the spot derrick crane. Okay, so you boleh tengok daripada sini lah because when you watch videos, then you macam real life lah tengok rather than we baca terangkan using our imagination kan. Okay, so besarlah harapan saya agar semua pelajar-pelajar saya yang saya kenal dan saya tak kenal, my silent readers in WhatsApp, semoga luangkanlah masa sikit untuk tengok the things that I have compiled for you. Okay, thank you guys.